Hello, everyone. Welcome back to day number 8 of our Cybersecurity Awareness Month tips and tricks. And today we are going to go a little bit deep into the weeds on the technical side with email. Now, I'm trying not to bore you, but it's kind of important that you understand how this stuff kind of works in the background so you can have an appreciation and understanding of what's going on and why the company you work for, if they block your personal emails, why you shouldn't be upset about this. You should actually congratulate them and thank them for keeping you protected. So let's get going. So let's just go on this quick little journey here. We're going to go from sending an email from your phone to, let's say, your personal account. We'll keep it simple. So let's say your phone is a work email. So that's going to have some type of client on it, whether it be an Android phone, iPhone, or a tablet, or a laptop. You are going to use some type of client. Either it's going to be web, Outlook, Thunderbird, the built-in pieces, the Outlook for mobile. They're all clients. And what these things do is they communicate with the email server. Now, the email server is nothing more really than a database. It's going to kind of track your messages, whether or not you've read them, deleted them, put them in different folders, etc., etc. That's its job. It's always been its job. What it hasn't been good at traditionally, and really isn't kind of set up for it, its root, is doing any type of cybersecurity protection around the data that's coming through, or even going out for that matter. It's not really set up for that. They've stuck some layers onto the side, but it's not something that they do true. And if you don't believe me, let's talk about Office 365. Now, Office 365, if you go with all the bells and whistles, has a really good reputation and a fairly good program in place for blocking unwanted mail, for blocking you from sending out. We call it data loss prevention, but let's say you send out a social security number or someone's passport accidentally, anything like that. There is a piece of Office 365 that will grab all that and protect you from making that mistake and also protect you from bad email coming in to a certain extent. But it does a really good job of it. But guess what? It's not part of Office 365. You have to pay for that service, and it's pretty expensive. I think with all the bells and whistles, all those extra filters and everything are around $8 or $9 extra at the end of the day. So you really are paying for that protection because it's not part of what an email server does. Why am I going in so deep on this? Because even for our small businesses, we're not using the Microsoft product. We use other products that are called gateways. And that means that all of the mail, before it comes into your server or before it goes out to the internet from your server, is looked at, it's inspected, and it uses a bunch of rules and heuristics and a whole bunch of fancy artificial intelligence and deep learning and all sorts of stuff nowadays to block the things that can cause harm and also to block you from harming yourself by sending out information that's not encrypted. Where, let's take a social security number with someone's address inside. Guess what? That is a violation. So that software is there to protect you. Now let's fast forward and let's talk about you using personal email at work. Guess what? There's no protection there. If you're using Yahoo, AOL, please, no, Earthlink, you know, but Comcast, AT&T, any of these, Optimum, any of these really, they might say they really don't. At the end of the day, they're basically free products that they're bundling in, and they're constantly cutting costs, as you know, and increasing the cost. So, increasing your cost, but decreasing their costs. So, these don't do anything. So, when you're at work using these, we're missing a whole layer of protection. You could be sending out something inadvertently, not even thinking about it, where you're actually can cause a $10,000 violation for your company if you accidentally send stuff out through that email. And vice versa, and probably more importantly and more to the point, if you open up an attachment that came in through your personal email, guess what? We're missing 2 to 3 layers of protection that email should have gone through. So that's why you shouldn't be upset. You should congratulate your employer for actually keeping things safe, which means you have a less chance of getting ransomware, which means ultimately you have a less chance of losing your job because of the business going out because of ransomware. So we could take off our whirly bird hats now and congratulate ourselves for learning a little bit on how email works. If you have any questions, forward them to me. If you found this information helpful, please do like and share it, and we will see you again tomorrow. We'll try to make it a short one tomorrow. Good night.